This is a really neat book called Lift the Flap, Questions and Answers. And on all the flaps are questions, and then underneath the flaps are all the answers to the questions. And I'll read one right here. It's called, How Many Hairs Are There on My Head? And it says, roughly 100,000. Redheads have the fewest hairs, blondes have the most. So as you can see, the questions are fairly simple and explanations are fairly simple too. So it's not too overwhelming, but definitely some great information for those curious kiddos. For you sports fans out there, Usborne has a variety of different sports stories. This one is a Little Bears football one. These sports stories kind of teach you a little bit about the different sports, but in a story format. And this particular one, the title is Little Bears, but they have some generic ones. They have some other sport team ones like Little Giants. And we have a hockey, baseball, and basketball ones as well. I am a huge fan of Usborne's illustrated stories. These are just 4 of the many books that they have that are illustrated. My favorite is this fairy tale one. It has lots of classic fairy tales in it, and I think the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. And I find that these illustrated stories are actually really well written too. They have very rich language in them, very engaging words, great vocabulary and whatnot. And then here is the Greek myths. It's very similar to the illustrated fairy tales in terms of the styles of the pictures. And then these are the Grimm's fairy tales. And these ones, there's more fairy tales in here, but there's less illustrations in them. And then these Aesop stories also have more stories in them. And they're actually categorized by the different topic. And there's a lot more of them in here as well, so more text and less pictures. Here is one of Usborne's drawing books, and these are really nice for kids who love to draw, kids who are not confident in drawing, or people like me who are artistically challenged and need a little guidance. But these are really nice because it breaks it down for you step by step on how to draw the different items in the book. And then down here at the bottom, it gives you a chance to draw on your own. So definitely a great book, great tool to use when kids are drawing or even with their writing at school. I love this book. It's called Do Nice, Be Kind, Spread Happy, and it's about acts of kindness for kids. And I'll read this beginning part to you. It says, Congratulations! Now that you have this incredible book, you automatically qualify for membership in the Worldwide Kindness Club, a secret society of undercover agents with a common purpose, to spread happiness, smiles, magic, and a bit of mischief throughout our world by committing acts of ninja kindness. And do you know the most powerful thing about your acts of kindness? Kind acts make people happy, and happy people are nice to others, so the movement grows and grows. I'll give you a little peek at the inside, but this is full of ideas that your child can do for little acts of kindness. Here's one of our illustrated dictionaries. This is a first dictionary, so it's going to be a little bit simpler than some of the others. And the topic of this one is science, and we have some other topics. We have math and chemistry and biology and physics. So I love how this one does a great job having simple explanations of the topic and great supporting illustrations to go with it. This is a great book for kids who are curious about things and ask lots of questions. And I find that these illustrated dictionaries also make great homework helpers, whether your child is very interested in a topic like math or if maybe they need a little extra support in it. This is a great book to have on hand because you can just pull it out and look for the information that you need. Here is a collection of some of Usborne's nonfiction books. I feel like Usborne has probably some of the best nonfiction books that I've ever seen. There is a great variety to them. This first book that I'm going to show you is actually one of their beginner nonfiction stories, and it's got a nice balance of information and text, but not too much to overwhelm the child. And at the end of the story, there are some websites to visit to get more information, and it is monitored by Usborne, so they are going to be safe links for your child to do more searching on the solar system or whatever they may be studying. The next group of nonfiction books that they have they're considered discovery nonfiction books, and these ones are for slightly older children. There are more, there's more information in the stories, there's more text, the kids can dig a little bit deeper in these. And then just like the beginner nonfiction book, it also has some quick links to find out more information on the given topic of your discovery book. And then Usborne also has some wonderful, wonderful encyclopedias. I don't know if you remember back in the day when you would do your research projects and you'd have to go to the library and look through encyclopedias, write things down in notes, and these days everything is done on the internet. But it's so important for kids to have these types of books in their house, and it's really neat because they can just flip through the books and kind of see what strikes their fancy and, you know, get some information about it. And on all these different topics, it also has some internet links, also monitored by Usborne, so you can go to this webpage and find out more information on whatever topic also interests you. And then this one is also neat, another science-based book. And what's neat about this is there are flaps everywhere that the kids will be able to move and open, and it'll give the kids more information about certain topics. So with all these different nonfiction books, there's actually quite a few different topics and whatnot that you can pick from. So there are a few of Usborne's nonfiction books. This is a really neat sticker book about food. A lot of young kids think that food just comes from a store, and this sticker book actually teaches you all the places that different food comes from, and it also has spots throughout the book for you to add stickers to, so it makes it a little more interactive and very informative for kids so they can learn about where food comes from. This is a really fun book called The Story of Inventions, and this book is full of lots of different inventions and where they came from and who made it, and how things have evolved over the years, and it's really fun, and it has great pictures to go along with it too. Usborne has a wonderful collection of picture books for children. Here's one of them. This one's called Jonathan James and the What If Monster. And this is a very cute story about a little boy who's afraid to do things because he's thinking, you know, what if something bad happens? So that's kind of where the what if monster comes in. And by the end of the story, he starts thinking, well, what if something good happens when I try these things? So this is a very fun, neat, and encouraging book. This is called Secrets of the Seashore. There's a similar one called Secrets of the Apple Tree, and this tells all about some of the things that you can find along the seashore. What's really neat is you read the book and you look at the picture, but then you shine a flashlight through the back of the page and more things start to appear in the picture. I'll give you another example right here. So this is a very fun book and educational as well. Here are two of the doodle books. This one is meant for younger kids. It is full of wonderful illustrations that your child can doodle and color on. It's great for creativity and definitely keeps your kiddo busy. And then this one is meant for older children, or a lot of adults even like this one too. Lots of different designs and things that you can draw in here. You You Choose is an incredible book. The author poses questions for you. So for example, it says, if you could go anywhere, where would you go? Then you've got this amazing illustration of lots of different places that your child can talk about. Who would you like for family and friends? Then as you can see, there's lots of different ideas on here. I find this book is great for problem solving, decision making, language development, and I think this is also just a great cuddle up book where you can just cuddle up with your child and read through it and talk together. And this is actually a book that I love to give as a gift too, because it's so unique and so fun for kids. Here's the Big Book of Big Machines, and this is one of many big books that Usborne has. And just like all the others, it has nice, thick, sturdy pages and really good pockets of information that teach you about these big machines. It goes through farm machines, and it has very large fold-out pages, so the farm machines turn into really big farm machines. And flying machines. And road machines, and building site machines, and dockside machines.